And we are back. It's your man Odell from Odell's Roundtable, and I'm joined by my guest. Let me just introduce my guest real quickly right here. A true beard aficionado, someone who was early to this whole beard and grooming game. Started his following and his has a faithful following from the ground up, this grassroots level. Entrepreneur, someone here who's just heavy into this men's grooming, but even more importantly, black men's grooming. Also a father, a health enthusiast, just an all-around cat that's just out here sending out positive vibes. So without further ado, I have my man Brandon Patton, aka B with the Beard. How you doing, brother?
I'm so grateful to be here at the round table amongst great men like yourself.
Hey man, I appreciate you, man. We do our best, man. I mean, that's the whole message of it. You know, we come here every Friday, try to provide more value. You know, so let me ask you this: so when did you kind of get into this whole business of beards and whatnot? Right, like when did you kind of get this thing started?
Well, at first when I started, it wasn't so much of a business.
Okay,
it was a passion to help.
There you go. There you go. Okay.
Because for me, I didn't. I saw that there's things that I felt left out.
Right.
I felt left out. I felt that the information. Like all of us in some type of industry, there's information that could help propel us,
right?
And we just didn't have it. And so for me, when I went onto this journey of just learning and researching, when I get information, I don't just hoard it.
You don't sit on it.
I don't sit on it.
Right, exactly.
So I started giving it away.
Yeah.
One turned into 10 turned into 100, and then got to the point to where I needed a bigger platform.
It's organic. So that's a great thing because, and so here's what's so funny about that, right? Think about it, right? So you get into it as just a passion,
right?
And you want to help people. Then you turn around and look. I mean, it goes from like a niche market, right?
Right.
To like, mainly like college professors wear beards and stuff, right?
Yes.
To now, I mean, it's trendy. You got products in Target and CVS. I mean, you got it all around I was in Seattle a couple years ago at a panel talking about beards, right? You know what I mean? So it's so across the board, and I'm sure you run into the same thing. I mean, me and Jay Black talk about this all the time. It's an 8 million gazillion podcast. Mm-hmm. So now there's like 8 million. You go from like, it's just like a novelty.
Right.
To like everybody, their mama got a beard product.
Right.
Everybody, their mama got a beard oil. So what are you doing to try to help this? You touched on a little bit as far as your education, but what are you trying to do to separate yourself?
One, we look at grooming as a whole.
Right. Okay.
And then not only do we look at grooming, but we look at it from a holistic perspective.
Okay.
It's not about pushing products. It's about, of course, you got to have the right products, but it's about the lifestyle,
right? And
it's about your grooming habits.
Yeah.
So for us, that's how we've always, if I go back to my earlier videos, I've been consistent with this message.
That's very true. That's
about
very true.
that. Yes, you need products, but understand that everything starts from the inside out.
Right.
Not the outside in.
From a standpoint for myself, I work in like health and wellness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get asked quite often, people come to me and they'll say, so Dale, I know I need to do better. I know I need to get healthier.
Right.
But what's the supplement I need to take to lose weight?
Right.
What's the magic supplement I need to take, saying to feel better? What's the magic supplement I need to take to gain muscle? And I'm like, you kind of just said the answer. I'm like you said, I don't want to just say, hey, there's some magic supplement, because it's not.
Right.
It's a process.
Absolutely.
And so I know I ran into that, right? So here you are dealing with people who are trying to grow a beard, for one. I mean, I know it's all grooming, but let's talk about beards, right?
Absolutely.
So they're trying to grow it, and they're coming to you like, yeah, I know I need to do this and that, but what's the secret?
Right.
How do you push past that and not fall victim to trying to give them a quick response? How do you push past all that? Because I know it can be frustrating at times.
Yeah. No, I get a lot of people who want me to be a magician. If you're looking for a magic bullet, then this is not the space for you.
Right.
You may need to go to somebody who's going to be happy. I'm looking for. I want to connect with people who are looking to make transformations, not transactions.
I'll segue that into like even with business, right? So here's the thing, right? Like having that patience, like you telling people like you have patience to grow your beard, the process, the intrinsic, like those things translate to business.
Exactly, it's life, and that's how I parallel it. It's like this on this beard journey that we've been on. It's no different than life. Things take time. Things take patience. You have to evolve. And not only that, but you have to, some people want it, they want it now, the instant gratification, right? No, that's not how, it's a journey.
Yeah.
Your life, every step is a win. You want to look at your life as a culmination of great things that you've done, all those great steps that you've done to get to where you are or where you want to be.
Man, I like that, man. I like that because that is so true. I want to touch back on the other thing you said, like the transformation rather than a transaction, because it reminds me of something when I had Shay Lawson on the show.
Okay.
She's an attorney, and she would talk about how, a lot of times she had no problem turning away money or turning away a job if it's going to question her integrity.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And so I feel like I get the same vibe from you.
That's always been a challenge for me because in business, it's business, right?
Right.
Business
profit and loss and stuff.
Profit and loss. It has no feelings. It has no emotions. It's what's on the sheet. I sacrificed. Like I was homeless, right, at one point, and then I was sleeping on the couch doing this.
Right.
Like the table, I would be at the table taking phone calls.
Right.
The couch is like catty cornered, to the left of me. I'm sleeping on my cousin's couch doing this for nothing. Like I wasn't getting paid.
Right.
So I sacrificed. So for me, but I knew that it wasn't about the instant gratification. It was about serving people. And sometimes when you serve people, you have to think about you have to put the people first before you put you first. For me, the reward was getting responses from people like, man, you impacted my life. Man, now I'm doing this better. Now I'm drinking water. Now I'm eating better. Now I'm thinking a little bit better about how I look at myself, my self-esteem.
Yeah.
So those, to me, those were the wins.
Right.
The financial aspect of it, that's just the icing on the cake.
And see, that's why I was excited to have you on the show, because like I said, I knew we were going to talk about beards, we're going to talk about grooming, but also too is just that how it translates into business and everything. You see, we have the products on the table. That makes it, to me, looking at these products makes it even more in depth, because like you said, to see where you came from, and to see the love
you was there,
to see the love and the sweat that you put into it. When I kind of get back to Atlanta, and I was like, I wanted to just try different barbers with my beard and everything. Now, first off, I want to make sure I shout out my man Kyle Cuts, one of the first cats I know that was talking complete men's grooming like yourself, right? So I was gotta make sure I get that out there, right? So I was like, I had him in there, but the thing was that I went to different barbers because of you. I went to show, I went to different people. Was that something you've always been on too? Like spread love, like you feel like he comes back, just help everybody shine?
Man, I'm so happy that you just brought that up, because tomorrow we're doing we're going to launch our barber spotlight.
Okay.
So we're spotlighting barbers around Atlanta who are doing amazing things. I've always wanted to just share the culture of grooming and also share light on the people who are out here doing amazing things.
Nah, you've done a good job about that. I mean, because like I said, you from not just the barbers, but then and that's what's so funny too, because in this game, whether it be media, whether it be different things like that, a lot of times you won't see people who will throw alley-oops, right, or who will showcase people. I mean, you literally will say, hey, Nature Boy Grooming, go check them out, check their products out. These are people who make products. I mean, we see your products right there on the floor on the table, but you actually do that.
Absolutely.
As opposed to whereas you, like a lot of people, they won't even mention other.
A lot of the people like Nature Boy that that's a relationship.
Gotcha.
Like even now we're talking, we get on the phone and just talk about life and business, and just like in terms of the journey that we're on and some of the ups and downs we have. Even though he has a beard care, I have a beard care, but at the end of the day, it's we want each other to win. It's enough out here for everybody.
It's enough out here for everybody, man. I really wish that a lot of people would have that same mentality, because like I said, it's just one of those things, because it's a true relationship that y'all have built.
Right.
So you were out on the West Coast kind of when you started this whole journey, right? And now you're here in Atlanta. Talk about the move to Atlanta, and then also too, what would you say since you've been here, some of the special or unique things so far you've seen since you've been here in Atlanta?
Man, I mean, Atlanta it's a unique place. It's a place where you see a lot of people of color doing a lot of great things, and that's like that electricity. That's electrifying.
Yeah.
When you walk out your door and you can just walk down the street and see it.
Right.
That to me is like there's no other place like it right now.
Nah.
The culture comes out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And so it's a beautiful thing to be amongst people who are evolving right in front of your eyes.
Right. Plus, all too, like you said, there's so much creativity,
Oh,
and
so
I think it's the different levels where, like, a lot of times with cities, you can't touch a lot of people, you can't see a lot of people, you can't even. I mean, I would be remiss. It's funny because when I was talking with Jay Black last week, I told the gentleman I have coming on, and he's like, "Man, I need some stuff about beards and stuff." Well, if you, because we're not going to make the whole show about that, but if you had to give like one beard tip or one. Or myth or destroy a myth or something about that. Just give what would you say a common thing that somebody could use?
A myth
or destroy a myth or give a beard tip or both or whatever.
I can do both real quick.
Yeah.
I know one myth growing up was like shaving, right? They say if you shave your beard it'll grow faster and thicker. That's a myth.
Okay.
That's a myth. The other one is I think with us men, we have with curly, coarse and wavy beards, you have to moisturize.
You talk about that a lot.
And men think, and we've been conditioned to think that butters, balms, and oils are moisturizers, and they're not. They're hydrophobic. So you need to get hydrophobic, meaning that they repel.
Oil's going to repel water.
They repel water. It's basic, simple.
It's kind of basic science.
It's science.
It's basic science, but you don't think about it.
But we don't think about it though.
Yeah.
Because of marketing.
Speaking of beard moisturizer, talk about so on the table, man. We have a lot of your products and everything, and this is dope because I came across you and I've used some of your products in the past where you partner with different things. So talk about the new brand and everything, new partnership. Everything because this is a labor of love.
Everything we do is handmade.
Evan Alexander.
It's me and my business partner Joseph. Shout out to Joseph. And basically the name came from it's 50. One half is Evan. It's his last name.
Okay.
Evans. The other half is Alexander. Alexander is my son's middle name.
Gotcha.
So since it's a
family affair,
it's a partnership, and me and Joseph, we've been friends for over 7 years.
Right.
So it goes even deeper than that. So so everything is handcrafted, in the kitchen. So if you order any product, you just know that we created every iteration. It's everything is done, in house. Right. Branding is done in house. Packaging, shipping is done in house. Everything is done in house.
And another thing I appreciate about that too is because sometimes, we all start from humble beginnings, right?
Absolutely.
And so we'll start from the humble beginnings, and we want people to rock with us. Heck, you see some of my early shows. I've recorded on a little plastic mic, things like that, right? But as you grow, you expect the top level, and that's what I'm saying. Like, when you look at these products, this is not something. When he's saying it's handcrafted, it's not just sitting here with a marker writing the stuff down. He has his labels. He has the right kind of bottles that are going to keep away the heat and things that sort of like. All these are thought into it. It's a high level product, and so not only is that, so you have a high level product that you would find in these stores, but then you have someone, for one, who you see has a beard and takes care of grooming, because a lot of times you go into these CVS's and things like that. I'm not knocking it, but you don't know who's behind this. You don't know who these corporations are.
Right. You can't reach out and call somebody. You can't reach out and DM any of my customers. If they ever had an issue, they can text me. They can DM me. I'm touchable.
Yeah. Well, also too, what I'm saying is they can see the results. They can see
absolutely.
They can see that you're online talking about it, preaching it out, and talking about that. So, last question, I always like to say, what would you say was your key, or what were some of your tips to just having good relationships?
I say a key to just having good relationships is communication. Try to stay as communicative as you can with your relationships, and don't burn no bridges. Me and this brother Jonathan, me and him met like the other day. He reached out to me about like back in January.
Okay.
But it was just a lot going on. Just timing was bad timing. However, it was the seed that he planted. So then when the timing was right, we met a couple of days ago, and now we connected and we about to do something together. Right. So relationships, it may not always spark off that time, but it's the seed, and then the seed goes into the conscious, and then when the timing is right and everything is just right there and it's cooked up like a jambalaya, then everybody can come to the table and eat good.
Stay tuned. Keep rocking with us. Odell's Round Table, and we're out.